Hi everyone, this is Sanjay Kuwar. Welcome back for learning English subject. Today we are going to learn lesson number 2.7, Great Scientist. Dear students, this present lesson, Great Scientist, is taken from the Introduction to Reignited, written by APJ Abdul Kalam and Srijan Pal Singh. First, so let us take an information about these both writers. Srijan Pal Singh is an Indian author, public speaker and social entrepreneur. He worked closely with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dear students, India has rich history of great scholars and scientists. They have created the history in the world by their new different inventions. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is one of them. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is known as a missile man of India. He was the former president of our country. The government of India had honored him with several prestigious awards, including Bharat Ratna. It is the highest civilian award of our country. Dear students, the present lesson, The Great Scientist, gives us information about Michael Faraday. It teaches us to be hardworking to get success in our life. Now dear students, let's begin the lesson. The present lesson begins with a quote. It reads as, "Great scientists are persevering and never deterred by difficulties." Here, in this quote, there are two new words. The first is persevering. It means keep trying continuously to achieve success instead of difficulties or problems in the life. The second word is deterred. It means discouraged. So, the given quote means that the great scientist never discouraged by the problems, the difficulties in their life. They work hard continuously to achieve success in their life. So dear students, Michael Faraday is regarded as one of the most distinguished scientists in the world. Distinguished means famous and respected. So Michael Faraday is one of the most famous and respected scientists of modern times. His contribution in the field of electricity is noteworthy. His work on electricity is still the subject of study in the form of Faraday's laws. Many people don't know much about him, but his life is full with inspirational stories. He fought courageously against all the problems and difficulties in his life. Dear students, Michael Faraday was born into a poverty-stricken family in a dirty London suburb. Poverty-stricken, it means that extremely poor, very poor. Suburb, it means an outer area of a large town, like a slum area. So, Michael Faraday was born into a very poor family in dirty London suburb. In his childhood, Michael Faraday was suffering from speech defect. He was not able to speak properly some words. He was pronouncing wabbit instead of rabbit. He was not able to even say his own name. He was telling Faraday instead of Faraday. The children laughed at him. They were teasing at him. They were making fun at him whenever they listened such words from him. And on the other hand, teachers were helpless. They didn't help him. So his mother was forced to take him out of the school when he was 12 years old. In this way, he was not able to complete his even the formal education. Now, dear students, at the age of 13, Michael Faraday started working with a bookbinder in a shop. He was binding hundreds of books. The books which were given by his master, he was binding them during the day and reading at night. He used to read in this way hundreds of books at night. One day, his master sent him a book on electricity for binding. After binding it, he started reading it and he was completely hooked in it. It means that he enjoyed the reading of that book in such a way that he couldn't stop it. It was his first introduction towards the subject of electricity. And soon it became a lifelong fascination. Fascination means attraction. So in this way, the subject of electricity for Michael Faraday became the lifelong fascination or attraction. Once there was a public lecture and demonstration arranged by Humphrey Davy at London's Royal Institute. Humphrey Davy was a famous chemist. His work on chemicals and electrical lighting was the subject of conversation in those days among the scientists. Michael Faraday was still poor at the age of 21. He didn't have money. So one of his friends gave him a free ticket to attend Davy's lecture. So in this way, Michael Faraday attended the Davy's lecture. That day he was very happy. He started to take out notes while attending the lecture. Michael Faraday was so interested in the lecture that he even forgot to clap at the end of Davy's lecture. His notes were so complete that he bound them into a book and he thought that he will give that book as a gift to Davy one day. Michael Faraday from this day decided that he didn't just want to sell the books. He wanted to be a great scientist in the world. Davy became his role model. He requested Davy to be his mentor. Mentor means guide or advisor. Davy knew that Michael Faraday didn't have social status or money or education. So he didn't agree to be his guide in the beginning. Dear students, though Davy refused to become his guide, Faraday was not disappointed. He just kept on trying and trying. After few years, a chemical explosion happened inside Davy's lab and he became temporarily blind. He was not able to see. Now he needed an excellent person with excellent memory for helping him in his lab. So he remembered Faraday and appointed him as his secretary. He worked day and night and learned as much as he could. Soon Faraday became indispensable. It means essential. Soon Faraday became such an important person that Davy was not able to do anything without him. So Davy promoted him as his lab assistant. This was his first step towards a scientific career. One day, Davy was trying to recreate a famous electromagnetism experiment with his friend William Wollaston. They were trying to invent why the wire behaves like a magnet if an electric current is applied to it. He was unable to understand it and therefore he was frustrated. Humphrey Davy teased Faraday by asking him to try his hand. Michael Faraday was waiting for a good opportunity. And this was really a good opportunity for him to prove his ability. So he started to do that experiment. Within a few days, he solved the problem. In fact, he went on further and invented induction motor. The induction motor brought about big change in the world. It is used in fans, air conditioning, sewing machines, photographs, power tools, cars, even trains and aeroplanes. With this invention, Michael Faraday became very famous. He became more famous than even his teacher, that is Davy. Davy was his teacher actually. He should feel very proud on his success. But it was not the case. He was very jealous of Faraday. So Davy gave him a very difficult task to keep him out of his way. He gave him Barbarian glass. This is a kind of glass used in the lenses of telescopes and microscopes. Davy gave it to Michael Faraday and asked him to reverse engineer it. Reverse engineer it. It's a process of duplicating an existing component. Davy knew that with the equipment available in his lab, Faraday would never be able to complete his work. But Faraday had never give up attitude. He accepted the challenge given by his teacher and he toiled for 4 years. Toil means work hard. He tried and tried, but as expected, he failed. And this was his first failure as a scientist in his life. Dear students, in 1829, Davy died and Faraday became the head of his laboratory. Now, Faraday could discover whatever he wanted. Now, Faraday could do whatever he liked. Then he discovered the electric generator. Dear students, you know that nowadays also how much electric generator is important for us. Now, Faraday became a great scientist. But in 1840, he suffered from memory loss. But it didn't stop him. He kept on trying and trying. He started working on Barbarian glass and developed a new concept called polarization. Dear students, Michael Faraday then took an experiment of sprinkling iron filings on a sheet of paper near magnet and make certain designs, circular patterns. But he was unable to explain them in the form of mathematical equations. So he met James Maxwell. James Maxwell was a wealthy, educated and good mathematician. He started working with Faraday. It was Maxwell who translated Faraday's ideas into a set of equations that are now called Maxwell's equations. both work together and develop a technology in the field of electronics and communication system. Dear students, because of such discoveries made by Michael Faraday, someday in future we might be able to communicate with the aliens. This was how great Faraday's life was. He faced many difficulties in his life. Still, he invented many things in spite of all the problems and difficulties. He is a perfect example of what Walt Disney character Pinocchio says. Pinocchio is a cartoon character from Walt Disney's stories. He had said that when you wish upon a star, it doesn't matter who you are. Dear students, it means that if you wish upon a star and work hard continuously to get success in life, then it doesn't matter whether you are poor or rich, educated or uneducated. If you make a wish and if you are determined to fulfill it, then you will definitely achieve it. And this is what we learn from the life of Michael Faraday in this lesson.